Hello.
Hello.
Graham, what headphones do you use?
These are Steel Series Arctis 7. Yeah, that's it.
Is the boom mic good? It seems good. It sounds
Okay.
good.
It's okay. There's better and there's worse ones. It's all right. It's not bad. I do like the headset. Overall, it's pretty good. I really like that it's wireless. I'm over wired. I like being able to get up and stuff. So I think in terms of wireless headsets, it's pretty good. It's above average. But anything really good is typically wired.
Yeah. This doesn't have a wired option.
Not this one, but they might do another model that is. But not this specific model, no.
Everyone, sorry to be late. So happy New Year to those of you I haven't spoken to yet this year. Find the agenda. So I don't normally, or I should say, this is the 11th of January. This is our 2023. This is our APAC EMEA Delivery Weekly. Now, don't normally call out the announcements, but I did just want to mention to you all, just as we do have today, later today, we do have the monthly AMA. For people in this group, if that's outside your working hours, please do take advantage of async, right? Like you're absolutely welcome to be posting questions, pushing discussions and things like that as well. And afterwards, feel free to follow up, add comments, ping people on that agenda as well, so you can join in the conversations. I've added on the link as well. I shared it on Monday for the EMEA Americas, but there are the family and friends days for the year as well. We will make a plan ahead of time for September to handle the 22nd. It is fine to take alternate days on for family and friends. So most likely we'll probably figure out like if anybody wants to do that or how that will look. Related to that, I'm off tomorrow because I'm taking family and friends day. So I won't be around tomorrow. I'll be working on Friday instead. So that's not the right date, right? Cool. So discussion items. Recently, Jenny and I shared a video. We had talked about the mixed version testing that we have on our pipeline set up as a trainer video. I'll add a link to this afterwards. But actually, we do have a training playlist, and it is encouraged, like if you are having conversations with people and you think, actually, this might be an interesting topic. What Jenny and I did, we were having a kind of coffee chat. We just talked generally. And when we got to the, oh, we're now going to talk about an interesting topic, we just recorded that section of the call. If you do have those sorts of calls, please do consider if this is useful for others, create a video, drop it onto the training playlist, and others can make use of it. What I wanted to talk about a bit more specifically is it might be a great idea, since we do have lots of new people, for us to be a bit more deliberate and actually think, oh, here's a topic we don't know about very much, and then we can plan some training sessions. So whilst I had a lot of you here, and Vladimir, you're the guinea pig here. You may be a little bit too new because you haven't been through any release management yet, but just do people, I guess, like what topics would be interesting for us to cover for future training sessions?
I would be extremely interested in that, because this topic of testing the mixed version is exactly what I discussed yesterday and tried to figure out how it works. So, and yeah, please, any trainings that it might be useful for newcomers, please send it or share it. I will definitely participate in discussion.
So we have a whole team training section.
Did this touch on, I'm thinking of a topic of like just auto deploy in general and how it all works end to end. I'm sure we probably have a video, but the other thing is we may want to check if these videos are up to date, especially with things like pipeline reorder and stuff like that. Like I know Marin's got a video discussing delivery in general, I think, which also may or may not be up to date. It's not only do we have videos on these topics, we probably need to go to the videos we have and actually like check how up to date they are. Some of them might need to re-record.
Some of them definitely are out of date for sure. So yeah, I've shared up above the link to the training page and the playlist on there. It definitely take a look at some of the dates. Like I would say, if a video is more than like 6 months, it's probably generally accurate, but won't be specifically. But yeah. The auto deploy one's a tough one, right? I guess we should just get more into the habit of recording, because I know actually when anyone new joins, at some point we do give the overview of deployments, but we don't tend to record it.
And it would be also very, I don't know, important, I think, to add these trainings in the onboarding template, because I don't remember if I had anything like this in my onboarding.
How about just a hint, because it is on the handbook page. So I wonder if we can get the onboarding issue to point to go read out it on this place, so that we just have one place update. But yeah, sure. If there's if there isn't a prompt to go take a look, then yeah, could you add something?
Onboarding template has a lot of things like setting up accounts and reading the team structure, but I don't remember if it has any some practical examples or something like this.
Did you have a delivery onboarding issue as well as a GitLab onboarding issue?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So if it's not on the delivery one, please, please add something. That'd be useful. Okay. What else?
I'm wondering if a small one with an overview of the environments. So this can't be linked to auto deploy, but it's kind of not. So I think, for example, things like staging and production are pretty obvious, but just kind of walking through like how the canaries set up and why they are the way they are and why they aren't full canaries in some cases. And then also just some of the other things like how pre became involved in a lot of this stuff, what releases the release environment is for. I mean, eventually we're going to have the whole release, but we're going to have a fleet of release environments, right? So possibly that part would be re-recorded or expanded upon. But because like, for example, pre is quite important for us talking about Kubernetes deployments, but it's actually really not that important for the release process. It was done to test RCs, but then we co-opted it as part of the Kubernetes migration as our dev environment. So now it's actually kind of important in some ways to like the Kubernetes, not the Kubernetes configuration and change flow, but it's not really important. Just the understanding of all these environments we have and where you may see them, and probably more important, the history behind them and what they're used for, could be an idea. I think
that would be super useful.
Staging ref, like as well, just adding that in the mix, like, why is that, where'd that come from? Why is that important? It's in our pipelines, but realistically we don't touch it. Trying to think, I'm sure there's others. Those are the ones that jump out.
Yeah, that's great. I would recommend if anyone does want to sort of go ahead and get some of these recorded, try breaking those down, because I think it'd be really useful to have a pre-environment overview, for example, staging canary overview, for example, and then that should help us keep them up to date, because as the environments change or drop in and out, we can just replace that video. I think for staging ref, for example, actually, I know that Nelia recorded a really great overview when it first kind of got launched. So, I mean, I wonder if we could contribute something along those lines. But I think definitely Canary is something that we all rely on, and we don't often talk about. And I'm wondering about other practical things as well. For example, we would need to record it and share it later, but things like fixing mirroring problems, fixing merge train problems. Those are the practical sort of bits that I think we'll do a lot of. We don't tend to record them because you're sort of in the midst of the work, but I do consider if there's a training element we could pull from that.
Quickly deploying a development AMER as well. That's an
Yes.
extremely complicated procedure.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Although I mentioned to Graham earlier, like I think a lot, like sometimes for those things, we should just take the delay and save ourselves a lot of work and manual effort, like different if it's on production, but you know, like our process should be as close to being automated as we can. So that one, an even better reason to have a video, because we could talk a little bit about the trade-offs or the great times to use this. But yeah, it's a great suggestion. Cool. Okay. Well, keep those in mind. Because I say, if you want to set something up, grab someone, go through and do it, then please do. If it's something, if one of these topics is like, oh, I don't know much about that, I'm interested, then similarly, see if you can find someone who does know a bit more, schedule some time with them, have a bit of a chat, and say you just need to record it and stick it on that playlist to help everyone. Cool. Okay. Is there any other stuff that people want to discuss? Just a sort of small update on what will be coming. I mentioned in the team priorities Slack post, we will be kicking off OKR discussions this week. So there will be an issue of Michaela and I chatting about structure and things, and we're also working on setting up the platforms direction for this year and then the delivery directions for this year. So no huge changes there, but we're just doing a bit of a refresh on the strategy pages on the handbook, and we'll get those merged and use those for OKR discussions. Cool. Okay, I will stop the recording.